Hi, I am Frédéric Grehal, VP and General Manager for Circor in France, and I will walk you through the way we implemented critical chain in our new product development process. During this presentation, I will often turn it over to Michael and Raphael, my engineering and program leaders, who are the best advocates for the critical chain project management. I'll start with a brief introduction. First, let me briefly introduce who we are. Located near Paris, France, Circor Industria has been supplying mission-critical parts for over 70 years, such as solenoids, solenoid valves, pressure switches, self-sealing couplings, manifold blocks, and motor-operated valves. Applications for solenoid and valve controls include braking systems, primary and secondary flight control, as well as pumps and other subsystems for pressure and flow control. Designed to resist the most hostile vibration, temperature, and environmental requirements, Industria's products are used on numerous fixed-wing aircraft and rotorcraft, ground-based equipment, and naval applications. Industria is a long-standing supplier for more than 20 years on all new and current Airbus production aircraft, including the A320, A350XYB, A220, B787, and A400M, and on other programs as Rafale, Mirage 2000, Falcon, ATR 4272, Ariane 6, and so on and so forth. First, let me give you some context. In our development projects, we used to suffer from poor OTD performance. We finished often, not to say always, late. Lead times were too long, especially at the Qualification Laboratory, which was a bottleneck of the project flow. While being overwhelmed by issues and customers' requests, our project managers did not feel legitimate to prioritize work for the teams. Our planning was poor. Estimated durations and cost were off track. Project plans were updated only when huge delays were identified. We were discovering issues only when they were in front of us. More concerning, within the engineering team, the morale was low and the turnover was high. As said by a member of the team, we had the feeling of always being pushed and pressurized by ambitious deadlines rather than being able to anticipate. Hey, Raphaël, do you remember that time?
Beaucoup d'activités, beaucoup de projets en parallèle et pour lesquels on n'avait pas forcément trouvé des solutions pour mener de front tous ces projets. Les résultats étaient plutôt moyens puisqu'on avait du mal à finir les projets en temps et en heure.
So, we decided to stop suffering. While we had already been trained to critical chain project management a few years ago, the implementation had been postponed because of the COVID pandemic. Well, and to tell the whole truth, because we were not fully ready and still denying we had an issue. So in 2022, we decided to try again to catch up the delays and face the growing future. We decided that the situation was no longer acceptable. We started with training of all key people on the project flow. We elaborated the CCPM schedules and looked for optimization of the project plans for 3 pilot projects. We identified the first opportunities of project process acceleration, like consultation with draft drawings, early integration in the planning process of the Qualification Laboratory. As a first visible and positive outcome, project plans were now shared and agreed by everyone. Everyone was on the same page before starting to work. Michael, do you remember how it started?
On a eu un diagnostic de la part de Marris Consulting sur quelques jours qui nous a permis en fait, de bien identifier en fait, les faiblesses et ce qui allait, ce qui n'allait pas. On est dans notre business tous les jours et donc un peu la tête dans le guidon. Donc ça, c'était nécessaire de nous sortir de ça et donc d'avoir ce diagnostic. La deuxième phase, c'était bien entendu former les équipes. Ça, c'était fondamental. Les former à la théorie des contraintes, les former à cette nouvelle méthodologie. Et troisièmement, c'était l'accompagnement de Marris Consulting au travers du choix de 3 projets spécifiques de développement pour les emmener au bout.
As mentioned, a key action identified was to debottleneck the laboratory. We increased capacity and efficiency by hiring and adding new resources, identifying some lack of critical material that triggered some CapEx, performing 5S, building checklists to ensure full kit before starting a given qualification test, running eligible testings on a 24 hours a day basis, and generally speaking, eliminating all causes of waste of time. Good results, Michael, don't you think?
C'est qu'on a du coup acté le dégoulottage du laboratoire, donc avec des ressources supplémentaires, qu'on a acté aussi le dégoulottage du bureau d'études avec la mise en place également d'une ressource supplémentaire pour traiter des sujets spécifiques. On a également décidé de réduire, on va dire, les priorités sur certains sujets spécifiques. Et enfin, de mettre sous contrôle les plannings des 3 projets dont je parlais tout à l'heure, qui à ce jour sont parfaitement sous contrôle.
We start really taking care of our projects and monitoring them much more closely with weekly updates of a portfolio fever chart. Decisions on project status were now based on the fever chart with key takeaways such as more relevant prioritization of the projects and temporary addition of extra resources whenever needed. With the first lessons learned, we created a project plan template to facilitate the CCPM rollout. Maybe you are wondering what those pandas are doing here in this presentation. Any idea, Raphaël?
C'est celle-ci, c'est un panda, c'est un animal en voie de disparition que nous devons protéger. Donc quand il est posé sur le bureau d'un collaborateur, c'est une personne que nous ne devons surtout pas déranger pendant qu'il fait sa tâche qui est sur la chaîne critique.
We were now ready for full rollout of CCPM. We rolled out CCPM of our whole portfolio of projects, except the ones close to be completed. We used our templates to schedule all existing projects and incoming projects. We enriched our weekly portfolio review routine with better information gathering from all the involved services and departments, with more efficient problem escalation, more robust and quicker decision-making. You see the panda? It even flew up to our Morocco facility, where a prototype was to be manufactured. I, as general manager, review this information every week with my program managers and my leadership team. Together, we look at concerns and corrective actions identified. We wonder if we are meeting the next contractual milestone. We also share widely this information within the project teams and the company. It allows us to be fully aware of what is coming next, to work in anticipation mode, and to stop undergoing. To further improve our project management performances, we are now implementing a RCCA analysis based on a Pareto of reasons for buffer consumption. Is it due to missing documentation? Lack of resources? Something we missed in planning? A supplier or customer delay? A lack of focus? Analyzing those buffer consumption causes will help us define a roadmap for improvement for our next product development projects. We are also continuously improving the project plan template. Bringing our project management process to the next level will notably require to assess current laboratory performances to decide if we need to further elevate the constraints or if the bottleneck shifted, to take flow-focused actions such as eliminated back and forth loops between project actors, from engineering to purchasing and industrialization. Analyzing whether long tasks on the critical chain can be anticipated, and to develop in-house prototyping. Any concerns for next steps, Michael?
Certaines sur un projet en particulier, parce que le planning est extrêmement challenging, donc déjà même en le mettant en chaîne critique de base, il est compliqué. Malgré tout, il faut faire le maximum pour y arriver, donc du coup, comment mettre ça en œuvre dans un planning chaîne critique, c'est pas évident. Et surtout là, la difficulté, sur les autres, j'ai aucune crainte sur la mise en œuvre.
We are now working on a project which is a game changer for us. We were selected to provide mission-critical helium valves and the fuel system for the new airship being developed by Flying Whales. The Flying Whales airship will be lifted by helium cells and propelled by a hybrid electric system powered by sustainable aviation fuel. It will be able to transport up to 60 tons of cargo. It's being designed to carry heavy, bulky items such as blades for wind turbines, logs collected from steep mountainsides, or construction materials being delivered to remote, isolated locations. New product, new customer, new way of working in a startup mode, new requirements, new constraints. To make it short, a lot of new challenges for us, and of course, a very tight schedule. Thanks to the critical chain product management background we have now, we believe we are ready for this new and very exciting journey. The conclusion is simple. We are now doing everything better. We have better control and on-time delivery. We have better visibility. We can have project status at one glance. We have better reporting, communication, and collaboration. We have better power balance with the clients. Our mindset is better. And we have better morale and better retention and attraction of talents. Michael, would you recommend CCPM to our audience?
Complètement. Ça fait à peu près 20 ans que je travaille dans l'aéronautique, sur des projets aéronautiques. Je pense que c'est la meilleure méthode que j'ai vue jusque-là. Elle est basée sur le comportement humain. C'est celle qui, à mon sens, est la plus efficace et la plus vertueuse avec ce pilotage de la marge et pas de la date de fin d'un projet.
C'est le pouvoir travailler en équipe, c'est de pouvoir répondre aux attentes des collaborateurs. C'est d'éviter le cloisonnement entre chaque fonction. Et enfin, c'est que le mot projet commence à avoir du sens. Voilà.
Thank you, guys. I'm sure you wouldn't go back to where we were before.
Non, je ne retournerai pas dans le monde d'avant, pour la raison suivante, c'est que le changement des méthodes et le changement culturel nous annoncent un avenir beaucoup plus serein, même s'il reste encore beaucoup de choses à faire.
Jamais. C'est beaucoup trop vertueux et on veut l'ancrer dans nos procédures, l'ancrer dans notre ADN pour tous les développements à venir.
Thank you for your attention.